Thank you to all my lovely supporters on Patreon. To hear all the music I make for my channel and covers I do, go to the link in the description to sign up for my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Christian Hanna Horror here today, and today, guys, we're going to talk about 1983's Nightmares. Now, if you guys know me, you know that basically my second favorite genre, more or less, is horror anthologies or found footage. Probably horror anthologies. I really love a good horror anthology. So whenever I see one for the first time, I cherish those moments. And Nightmares was one that had just slipped past me. And I've been recommended Nightmares by a couple of friends, and after finally getting it, I'm glad I finally saw it. So Nightmares is a 1983 horror anthology. And what's really, I guess, nice about this is they trim the fat. There isn't too much wraparound stuff. None of the stories connect. They're all individual. They start out with this cool little montage building some suspense. Really felt good to watch this movie at night. It felt like a really good nighttime, you know, cover up in the blankets, nice cold pop kind of movie, if you know what I mean, which I love. Now, if I had to compare Nightmares to anything, I wouldn't say it's very Tales from the Crypt-like, because most of the stories in here, if not all of them, were very straight tempered. There wasn't much comedy to them. It was very much more of a serious style horror anthology, more like Tales from the Dark Side, the TV show, only better produced and better acted. Kind of like the movie Tales from the Dark Side, but we'll talk about that this week. Nightmares features 4 stories that I quite honestly enjoyed. Now, the opening was really great because it's all about this maniac on the loose who broke out of the mental hospital. And this family we see is settling in, but the wife loves cigarettes. And she's like, I've got to go to the store and get my cigarettes. And the husband's telling her, please don't. There's a maniac who just killed a cop. He's terrorizing garages. He's out there. Don't go. But her addiction kicks in and she has to go get her cigarettes. So after she gets her cigarettes, she sees that she's out of gas. And what was really nice about that first segment was how much tension was built, because we've all been in the situation where our car is about to run out of gas and we're begging for a gas station anywhere. It's happened to us at least once in our life. So that sensibility really made me connect to that story, plus the fear of a maniac being on the loose. Just kind of intensifies that fear. Next story features a very young Emilio Estevez, and he's this video game addict. And he wants to play this video game all the time. Now, there's this shoot-'em-ups galactical battle game that he's playing, and the rumor is that nobody can get to level 13, but he makes it his life mission to get to level 13. He's so obsessed with the game that his relationship with his parents is on the rocks. He's losing his friends. He cares about nothing but making it to level 13. And then you soon see that making it to level 13 causes a little bit more trouble for his own personal life than anything else. And it was really nice. I'm typically always weary when we get around like video game style horror stuff, but this fit very well and felt very comfortable in Nightmares. I quite honestly liked it a lot, and it didn't linger too long. It just really built up nicely. The next story features the amazing Lance Hendrickson as a priest losing his faith. Now, this priest is leaving his church because he thinks that the world truly is godless and Satanless, and that we really just live in a bad world where bad things happen and there's nothing anybody can do about it. And his episode is really about faith and the loss of faith for those that are religious or those that are not, but that's what it's about. And all of a sudden, this black Chevy truck, monster truck from hell, shows up as he's trying to leave the church, and it's terrorizing his car. And it was done very economically, it seemed, because once you get out of the church, the majority of his segment is just him and this truck. And this truck comes out of nowhere and just terrorizes him, very much like the beginning of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Felt very much like that. I really liked it. And you soon see that it's this truck from hell that literally comes out of the ground. And I'll save the ending of that one for those who haven't seen it. And then the fourth one is Night of the Rat, I believe was the name of it. And it was like you think it would be. It's Night of the Rat. Very much like Graveyard Shift. This family in this home, and all of a sudden they're starting to see the lights blink. And then all of a sudden they're starting to see holes in the wall. And then there's like, we have a rat problem. And they think they get the rat when they kill this one baby rat, but then the holes are getting bigger in the wall. And then all of a sudden this exterminator comes and says, how did this happen? This is huge. And then the family starts to have this tension built between them. And one thing I got to mention is each story kind of has a message, a moral, if you will. And this one is about family and the importance of family and what we would do to protect our family. And that's kind of what I got from the rat one. Now, all these segments I thought were done very well. It seemed like it was a modestly budgeted, far from a low budget production. The only thing about this entire movie that I was like, well, this would have been better, is at the end with the rat, they used some kind of optical effect where they had like a real rat in frame and made it look huge. I would have much rather have seen a practical effect, you know, animatronic rat, but the way the story plays out, that would have been difficult to do instead. So I get why they did that, and it's from 1983, so why would I criticize something that old? But all in all, guys, Nightmares was really fun. I had a great time. Like I said, it trimmed the fat. There wasn't too much wraparound stuff in between segments. When one ended, the next one started. It was very moody, very atmospheric. It played out more like a Tales from the Dark Side style. More serious, more thematic in its episodes. There was a lesson from each that you could get, but nothing that was shoved down your throat or nothing that was too intense. I really liked Nightmares, and this Scream Factory Blu-ray was a nice way to watch this film. Now, as far as special features, very bare, but there was an audio commentary that was nice. I was listening to that from one of the producers and one of the actresses, and it was nice. I was listening to that while I was on the treadmill today. All in all, Nightmares is a great recommend from me. This is a great Blu-ray to get from Scream Factory. It was very cheap on Amazon, and go ahead because everything's going out of print, so you may as well get it. But yes, Nightmares, guys, if you're a horror anthology fan, this is a must. I really recommend you checking it out, and it's probably at least top 10 anthology horror for me. Really good.